I just picked up Luna and I'm on the way back home. Last night I spent the night downtown with my wife, who has an event this week, and she invited me to the big dinner. Totally not my typical scene, but I was happy to be there to support her. Hey, calm down back there. Not a huge fan of coming into the city. You know, it's crowded. Traffic's always horrible. Makes me sound like an old man, but anyway. Yeah, it's so, but one of the positive things, as you can see, is just spectacular, stunning sunrise that I got to see this morning. So that was pretty cool. But once we get home, we're going to grab a quick bite to eat before heading out for a hike. Later, we've got a workout scheduled for this afternoon, followed by just a few coaching calls scattered throughout. So just kind of the usual routine, nothing particularly thrilling, but it is a beautiful day, and we're going to make it an awesome day. So. Oh, it is another extremely cold day in Atlanta. I'm headed to Alaska in a couple of weeks, and I looked at the temperature. Colder here than it is there. There's just something inherently wrong about that. Hey, on the bright side, it is a beautiful sunny day, so we're going to get out for a little hike, let Luna stretch her legs and run, just burn off some of this energy. All right, we're out here. I gotta be honest, man. This is brutal. I came here just for you guys, though. It's not for me. I'm freezing my butt off. That's still a beautiful sight, even in the cold. So while I'm out here, I thought I would take a quick minute to give you my recap from Sunday's race. And I'll make it brief because it's cold and you don't want to hear all the details. So Sunday morning early, we had a nasty storm come through. Of course, I was watching the weather in the days leading up to the race, and could see that there was the potential that this thing was going to blow over kind of right before the race started, which is of course what I was hoping for. And that did in fact happen. However, the storm did cause the race to be delayed an hour, which short-sighted me didn't realize because I didn't check my email that morning and they had sent out notice. So here I am getting there, still ready for a 7:30 a.m. start. Routine, get the start line, and so back to the car and warm up. So, anyway, but yeah, so it wasn't cold, which is positive. Everything was very wet still. There was some debris, that sort of stuff, all over the course. That wasn't a huge factor. I would say the two biggest challenging factors of the race were, one, for a road half marathon, it was very hilly. I think it was just under 900 feet of elevation gain in 13 miles, which is a lot. Coupled with the fact that some of the grades of the hills were extremely steep. One of them to the point I walked. I can never remember walking in a road race. It was that steep. So that, of course, slowed down my pace and progress. Um, and then the wind was just brutal. It was, about 20-mile-an-hour winds. I mean, it was winds that were so strong you could definitely feel that it was slowing you down. So that was another factor. But all in all, very happy with the effort. Um, yes, I had a result in mind, but it's one of those things where I gave everything I could, and couldn't have asked or hoped for more. Ended up taking second overall in the race, which again is just kind of a nice little bonus. Really makes a difference to me. Um, the biggest confidence booster was that on the more flat kind of rolling portions, the 620, 625 pace, which is what we'll be holding for the marathon, felt relatively comfortable. So still have a lot of work to do. We've got about 115 days till the marathon, so time to continue to get better, faster, and stronger. That's the race, and now we've got the Publix marathon week after next, so March 2nd. And as I mentioned in previous videos, while it is a race, I'm not going into it with a race effort. That's not the strategy. So really, this is just a long training run for me, an opportunity to be out with people and just kind of make what would otherwise be a very long, grueling 26-mile, 3.5 hour-ish run, a little less unbearable. Then we'll get back from that and just really start, laser focusing on Cleveland. So got a couple of trips coming up, but once we get back from that, we'll just head down and keep pushing forward.
Sunshine, sunshine, sunshine. I think I found it now. What I've been looking for. Isn't it beautiful? It's got my head all up in the clouds. I think I found it now. Everything I want might be a miracle.
All right, so I just got to Orlando this morning, and I think that's where we're going to wrap up this week's video. But I got to show you this view here. It's pretty spectacular. And the sun's out. It's a warm breeze. It just feels like perfection. Maybe only 75 degrees, but 75-degree perfection, especially coming from Atlanta this morning where it was 26 degrees. Going to be here for a few nights. Looking forward to soaking up just a change in scenery and actually enjoying stepping outside without freezing my face off. All right, but first coffee because, priorities, and then we'll close this thing out. So I'm sitting here in my hotel room trying to figure out how best to wrap up this week's video. And I've been thinking a lot about a concept that's not new to me, likely not new to many of you, but it's one of those things that I feel I cannot remind myself of often enough. And so I hope that whether you're hearing it for the first time or the 25th time, that it resonates with you as well. You see, most people think success is about one big moment, the breakthrough, the spotlight, the grand achievement, but that's not how it works.
Greatness isn't built in a moment. It's built in the small, consistent choices you make every single day. It's easy to show up strong once in a while, to put in the effort when you feel motivated, to bring your best when the conditions are perfect. But what about the days when you don't feel like it, when no one's watching, when the excitement's gone? That's where the real progress happens. Because consistency beats intensity every time. You see, anyone can have a great moment, but the ones who truly make an impact, they're the ones who show up day in and day out. When it's hard, when it's boring, when no one's clapping. They're the ones who understand that being consistently good will always take you further than being occasionally great. So stop chasing perfection. Stop waiting for the big moment. Instead, commit to being faithful in the small ones. Show up, do the work, keep going, because success isn't found in the occasional bursts of greatness. It's built in the quiet, steady discipline of consistency. And one day you'll look back and realize all those small moments, well, they added up to something extraordinary.